If you like movies like Hereditary, The Green Knight, or I'm Thinking of Ending Things, this video is for you. Hey everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Kier, and this is what to watch this weekend. So in this week's episode of What to Watch This Weekend, I am recommending Gretel and Hansel by Oscar Perkins. This movie came out in 2020, and in fact, this was the last movie that I saw at the movie theaters before the world ended and before the pandemic hit in 2020. Pretty crazy. I have since returned to the movies, and you know what? I will say this. If I had to go out on any movie that came out before the pandemic in 2020, I would say that's probably the best one. This movie is a retelling of the classic fairy tale Hansel and Gretel, but it has a dark horror spin on it, which I don't know why, but for some reason those kinds of movies, they get to me. I love them. I love them. In this movie, we get Sophia Lillis as the titular Gretel, and she is really the main character of this film. The whole story kind of revolves around her. She does an amazing job. You guys might have seen her in It Chapter 1 and again in It Chapter 2 with way less CGI in It Chapter 1, that's for sure. Whoa. But she is a fantastic actress, and I love seeing her in these types of roles. She was also in this Netflix show. Holy shit. That's for a whole nother episode. And we get Sam Leakey as Hansel, who is very adorable, and he is kind of the childlike innocence to this entire movie. After Gretel refuses to take a job after being sexually harassed by the person interviewing her, her mom kicks her out as she can't afford to have her kids around if they're not working. Seems a little harsh, but I guess in those days it was totally acceptable. So now being off in the woods, left to their own devices, the kids have nothing to do but walk around and try to survive. And that actually is a very entertaining piece of this movie. There's a really good scene involving some mushrooms that they find in the forest, and I have to say, I love it. It's pure cinema, and I love it. Anyway, it isn't long before Gretel and Hansel find themselves a nice cottage. It's perfectly symmetrical, and there is a beautiful spread, a feast of food in there for them to eat. Then we meet her. The witch, played by Alice Cridge, is definitely the creepiest part of this entire movie, but is probably singly the entire reason why you should watch this movie. She is so creepy, but really, really good, and I love it. Gretel and Hansel have already had their share of run-ins on their adventure, and they decide that they want to chill for a little while, so they decide to stay with the witch, where secrets are revealed and things are learned, and it's really good. But you know what? I don't want to spoil it, so you will have to check out the rest of the movie to see how it ends. This movie is very similar to Hereditary in terms of cinematography. It uses shots that linger just a little bit too long and just long enough to give you the creeps. In essence, it creates that same kind of feeling and that same kind of dread that you get from watching that same film, and I say that with absolute love, I promise. I would say this movie definitely compares to The Green Knight in a sense that it takes a well-known story or a well-known fairy tale and flips it on its head and turns it into something new and scarier and a lot darker, and it gives you again kind of that same fairy tale, I hate to keep using this word, but vibe. And if you liked I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which I definitely did, this movie has the same kind of cerebral feel where you kind of feel like you're drifting through the movie the whole time. I can't recommend it enough, and I really love this movie, and I'm sure you really love this video, and if you did, you can let us know by leaving a like, and I hope you'll consider subscribing for more awesome videos just like this one. Thank you again for clicking on this video. My name is Kier, and I will see you guys next weekend. Make sure you can sync it up. Sync it if you need it. Sync it if you need it, boy. Okay, here we go.